Today I'm turning my mountain of scraps into a fast-paced quilt using a bizarre trick you've probably never heard before that will double your fabric stash in a heartbeat. Confused? Let me show you. I still have bags on bags of fabric scraps. My goal is to empty them all today. So this is one of the scrappiest quilts I know. It is totally possible. We are making a potato chip quilt today and I'm very excited. Let's start by turning our pretty scraps into awesome potato chips. I want 2.5 by 4.5 inch pieces, little rectangles filled with color. That's all we need to make our quilt today. Now, we need 18 potato chips for each block. We want 3 growing layers with big contrast. And here's where this gets brilliant. I don't own a lot of white or light fabrics for that matter. I'm a big colors kind of girl and my quilts show it. So every time I need light fabrics, I end up using solid white. And some of you do not like that. Well, today pretty much all the fabrics I'm using can be made light. All I need to do is turn them over. You will not be able to do this with all the fabrics because some are pretty colorful even in the back and some are batik, but for the most of them, they are awesome options for those lighter layers. And as you can see, there's nothing to it. 2 potato chips in the middle, a frame of 6 around it, and then another bigger frame of 10 to finish this block off. We grow it from the inside out and then we sew. I'm using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and sometimes I realize that because I cut my scraps wrong or maybe my seams aren't that straight, some pieces may end up slightly larger than others. That means that when it's time to sew the layers together, the ends won't match perfectly, but that's totally okay. This is a very forgiving pattern and it will not show. Plus, you can just trim off the excess or hide it in your seams. I'm not even trimming my blocks once they're done. It is that simple of a pattern. We are done here and this is our very first block. I love it already. Time to make 15 more, except we're actually making 2 different kinds of blocks. By the time we're done, we want half with a lighter center that go light, dark, light, and the other half are the opposite, so dark, light, dark. That means that some blocks will be super colorful and others will be a little bit more muted, if you will. I am using all my colors for this. I am not leaving any out. Well, maybe the blacks and the browns. Well, there's a couple of grays in my stash that will look pretty nice in the overall design, and that's pretty much it. And if you don't own as many scraps as I do, well, first thing is, you're not quilting enough. Just kidding. Second, you can totally cut our potato chips out of yardage or even jelly rolls, considering it is 2.5 inches. I am also using a fair amount of solids, and there's really 2 ways to pick fabrics for this. You can do it block by block, meaning you cut each piece as you build your block to make sure you get the exact mix you want. It takes a bit more time, but the result is just as you want it. Or you can do this like I do it and just cut loads of potato chips and see where it goes. This saves time when cutting, but then when it's time to make the blocks, it can cause some issues. Like if too many of our fabrics aren't reversible and you end up needing extra light fabrics, or when you have too many solids and they end up overwhelming your blocks. Because cutting fabric is my least favorite thing of the whole process, I prefer to do a bunch of potato chips and then see what I need after, but it is totally your choice. Either way, I always like to do a few extra pieces because I know I will end up changing my mind along the way and want those extra options. And there's really nothing to this project, just adding our pieces, growing the block from the middle to the sides. It's 18 pieces per block, but we get through them really quickly. And I just love, the little contrast with the lighter pieces. I I thought about using white initially, and you could even add just a stripped frame, but this is so much cuter, don't you think? I love finding all the teeny tiny details. I know I'm going through these blocks pretty quickly, so friendly reminder, if you prefer a slower pace to your tutorials and you enjoy a bit of chit-chat on the side, I'm also doing an in-depth tutorial for this quilt. I will add some tips and tricks as well as all the fabric requirements for different sized quilts. You can get it on Patreon for $3 or by joining our lovely community there or on YouTube. And in doing so, you are supporting my work and allowing me to do what I love. So thank you. I could not do it without you. And before you know it, we are done with our 16 blocks and they are looking so pretty. No two alike with so many teeny tiny details to look at. Just gorgeous. And now it's time for our pretty puzzle. Just 16 blocks ready to fall into their places. We want to mix the light blocks with the colorful ones, so that's step 1. The second step is turning our lighter quilt blocks around so we change the direction of the center blocks. This adds another element in making sure we can tell the two kinds of blocks apart. We do not want them all blending into one. And as far as sewing goes, you know the drill. First we sew the rows, and these are rows of 4 blocks, so nothing to it. First we sew pairs, then we join pairs into rows. And this is a 4x4 quilt, a lovely square, easy enough to do, and these blocks have a very nice size, so you will be able to grow your quilt quickly with this one. And I am very happy I chose to make 2 different kinds of blocks because as much as I love color, I think having too much color would be so overwhelming. Odds are you would not be able to tell where one block ended and the other began. It would be an explosion of color. If I were to go down that route, I think I would add a very slim sashing, in white maybe, to just keep it a bit more organized. Once all our rows are done, time to join them. We just need to nest the seams so that all the blocks will form a tidy line, and that's all there is to it. I particularly love quilt blocks that don't require any trimming, but these truly are my favorite kinds. We cut once and we are done. All there's left to do now is to press our lovely quilt top so I can show you what we've done today. I cannot believe how simple this quilt was to make. And here we have it, our potato chip quilt done in a jiffy. And how much fun was this? If you want to enjoy the in-depth tutorial of this quilt, there's a link in the description for you. Happy quilting, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye bye!